Something's got a hold on me. Oh, it must be love. Something's got a hold on me right now, child. Oh, it must be love. Oh, let me tell you now, I've got a feeling. It feels so strange. Everything about me seems to have changed. Step by step, I got a brand new life. Now, even sounds sweeter. I said, oh, 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 baby, you know it must be love. You know it must be love.
So how did you come up with the idea for the island school?
Well, I was a teacher at a traditional school and just realizing that every time I really captured kids and got them out in the environment, that was where things were happening for me and for the kids. We realized early on that true place-based education is when the place and the way you live is what educates the students. Here's another one of our spectacular classrooms. I mean, teachers fight to get the floating gazebo, we call it, classroom. Kids coming from over 300 different schools.
How many students?
48 students a semester. And that's really important, us keeping that small community element.
How many teachers?
There's 20 focused on the work here, and it really expands to 24 or 25 if you include the Research Institute.
I teach science and research. We're focusing mostly on the ocean and our surrounding coastal environment.
I teach art and I'm a research advisor for ethnobotany. A reef ball is a way of creating an artificial reef, and the idea is that it's diverse enough to be a habitat for fish and for coral to grow on it. So we get the students like outside doing stuff, building stuff, getting really into working with the land.
We teach a 14-week course in celestial navigation. There's the arm you can swing. You know, when you're on a ship, you would go and you would find the sun, you'd find some other celestial body, and from that angle and the time, you can work out your position. That's what we teach our students how to do.
And every course that we do here is a little bit different from the schools that they come from, in the sense that the humanities course takes you a little outside the box. But this is the course I think really introduces kids to the idea that education doesn't have to be traditional, and they're learning a lot of traditional theory through celestial navigation, but at the same time it's totally breaking that mold of what they've ever experienced before in a classroom.
One of the other elements of our program is putting kids to work on real problems. From helping think about managing marine resources, they do studies on conch and grouper, but also like biofuel. Biofuel was a student research project, and now it's providing savings for our school, along with really allowing us to live what we preach. We get our waste oil off a cruise ship, and so you can imagine there's 4,000 Americans eating French fries on a cruise ship, and our guys go down, we pick it up in 5-gallon drums and turn it into a diesel alternative.
Made 150 gallons this morning, and this is my last batch, and this is 100 gallons here, so altogether it's 200-gallon batch, 250 gallons that I made for the day.
What is it?
Biodiesel.
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 They're 7-gallon containers, and we get probably 80 of them a week. And we're looking constantly for ways to reuse them. Some of them we clean out and give to the community to use for hauling water to crops. Here we've just filled them with ocean water and used them as dead weights to hold our bikes up. We've used them for landscape walls. We cut them in half and use them as potters for plants. We're just always looking for ways to kind of reuse these materials because it's a fantastic resource for us right here.
This is where we do our research. We've got an experimental hatchery. You can hear the pumps. This is all a flow-through saltwater system. We got some freshwater we'll talk about further down. The next project we're going to talk about is aquaponics. And again, it's a lot like our human wastewater system in that we're taking what would be a waste stream from the fish, the ammonia, and turning it into nitrate, which the plants use. And then obviously the plants are cleaning that water. So that kind of symbiotic plant to fish relationship is allowing us to literally create a plate of food, right? You got tilapia and some salad and you're ready to go.
So the tilapia poop goes into this?
Yeah, this is the tilapia poop gun. Go guys! We actually create some vegetarians because most of these kids think that ham comes from a plastic bag at the market.
What is it?
Compost, right? Yeah, man. Paper, eggs, sawdust, everything. Most of these kids come from the city, and it's great to bring the food scraps out to the pigs and, you know, see how we're creating nutrients.
These cookies over here were just cooked in our newly built solar oven. Right here we have, on the top floor of the girls' dorm, you can see our solar panel installation on the roof.
This is the coolest building on our campus. A couple hundred hands built it over the course of 4 semesters. And with the living roof, the plants transpire and send all that heat, you know, right off what normally would be an absorbing surface.
We retrofitted all these buildings and decided to really capture the productive functions of a wetland that use just plants and sunlight to break down the wastes that are coming through our septic system. We'd like to joke around that every time you flush the toilet, you can watch the flowers bloom. Instead of accidentally doing bad things by your presence in a place, you're accidentally doing good things by design. And that's kind of a design principle for us as we look to how we get energy, fuels, food, how we deal with our wastes, how we build our buildings, you know, how we have a presence in this place.
I believe in more of a kind of mind, body, spirit experience. I got young, talented people here coming up with new ideas. I really talk about making a big difference in the world, changing the world. Because these kids from a multitude of different backgrounds are really inspired to make a difference.